Hello, and welcome to the Wake Up Excited podcast, a new show about living a creative, fulfilling, and authentic life. I'm your host, Brad Frost, and I'm so incredibly excited that you're here. So, I believe that we experience this brief moment of truth in the morning when we first wake up, before our to-do lists, our calendars, our responsibilities, and the often depressing state of the world takes over, steals our attention and our consciousness away. We have this very brief window of time where we're excited about getting into something or something's on our mind and we want to move towards that thing. And I think that this tiny little slice of time, this brief window, actually tells us a lot about ourselves and how we should be spending our finite time on Earth. I feel that we all have the capacity to wake up excited and to cultivate that excitement and enthusiasm in order to live better lives. I've noticed that there are some people out there who really seem to embody this excited mindset and seem to move through life with a real intention and exuberance and passion and kindness and creativity. And I find that really, really beautiful because they're operating this way despite it all, right? Despite the imperfect world we all live in, despite the trying times that we all have to go through, despite the personal situations that tend to knock us sideways. I really think that there's a lot we can learn from these people, and that's what the show is going to explore. Sure, genes have a factor, and some people are just more enthusiastic than others, but enthusiasm and excitement and optimism are also very contagious. I'm going to have a bunch of wide-ranging conversations with my guests where I'm going to pick at what their philosophy of life is, what their values are, how they cultivate and wield excitement and enthusiasm in order to live more positive and fulfilling and creative lives. So many of the guests are incredibly renowned in their respective fields. But we're not here to talk about their work. We're really here to talk about the engine that ultimately allows them to do the work that ultimately leads to that success. I'm so excited to share these deep and meaningful conversations with these exuberant people to help us all live healthier, more positive, more creative, and more fulfilling lives. Because Lord knows we need it. This particular moment in time feels especially challenging, and negativity and hopelessness abounds. And it really doesn't feel like there's any room for optimism or positivity or excitement. They almost seem totally counter or out of place and not allowed. And I think it's really important to pick at this dynamic because, again, the people that I'm going to be talking to really foster and cultivate this positivity despite the reality that we're all going through. That's why I think these conversations are so incredibly important, because I'm not suggesting that we all just put our headphones on and pretend that the world isn't hard and the road isn't rocky. I feel so incredibly strongly that cultivating these more positive ways of being is not just a temporary Band-Aid or a solve or a patch or active little self-care before we go back into our hole of negativity, but it's really the way out, or rather through. I am so incredibly excited about this. I am an enthusiasm enthusiast, and that means that I am so excited to hear about other people's excitement. I love hearing what turns people on, what's holding their attention, what things that they find fascinating or interesting. And I love having deep and meaningful conversations with interesting people. And that's what the show is aiming to do. So I hope that you enjoy this. It's taken a long time to get this thing off the ground. So again, thank you so much for being here. And I'm excited to help you wake up excited.